please believe me. Like, I don't know how to do this anymore. Like, I'm begging you to make things simpler. It's like the single most requested thing I get from the people, the windows out there, the people out there. Will you please tell the financial advisors to use words that I understand? And unfortunately, nobody's going to tell you that in a meeting because they're just going to nod and go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they're going to walk out. I can tell you, they walk out of the meeting, they look at each other. If it's a couple, they look at each other and they say, do you have any idea what that person said? And it's so hard to avoid it. So hard. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons for it. One, it's just natural in any profession that once you deal with increasingly complex situations, you think people care, right? And this is maybe the biggest fight Kitsis and I have had on the podcast, is when I told him that no one cares about your solutions, they care about their problems. He was like, no, I'm a solutions, that's like what I am. And I'm like, no, you're actually a problem understanding professional. That's like, the solution's worthless if you don't understand the problem. So once we start thinking that people care about our solutions, we think that we need to talk about our solutions, and our solutions are typically relatively complex. So that's just a natural progression. And if we can flip the switch and go, oh, wait a second. And I can prove this to you. The last time you went to the doctor, if you felt thoroughly diagnosed, did you care what the prescription said? Like, did you go get a second opinion? Did you Google the medicine? Like, don't try that. Definitely don't click on images, right? Like, no, you didn't do any of that. You just went to a scary place with white coats and gave them a piece of paper you couldn't read, signed a disclosure that said if you grew a third arm, they wouldn't sue anybody, and took it home and gave it to your kid because they were thoroughly diagnosed. You don't care. The prescription can be insanely simple if people feel thoroughly diagnosed. And so I think if you just get that, if you just flip that switch, if you feel the need to be complex and be smart, just take that. I like to think of it physically. Like, how does it feel physically when I feel the need to be complex? And to me, it's like kind of grasping for straws. I know when I'm feeling this way, like I'm in a proposal and I'm like, and this, and this, and this. I know the feeling. If you feel that need, just reset right there. Just go, oh, wait. I would just take that as a sign that I need to reset. Same thing with objections. Like if you find yourself overcoming objections, that's often where the complexity comes out. If anybody ever has an objection, it should literally be, I've trained my brain this way now. If somebody has an objection, I smile and say, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it means I must not have understood something. That's all it means. Because no one would object. No one would have an objection to working with any of you, ever, if they understood what you could do, right? There'd be a line out your door. Well, whose fault is it that they don't understand the value you provide? It's not theirs. So if objections come up, complexity comes up, that feeling, just start learning to rewire. Instead of feeling like you need to throw more at like desperation mode, just reset and go, hey, Joe, would it be okay if we just back up? Because I think I must have missed something. Let's go back to, tell me again, like, why is money important to you? Just go back. Because if you've thoroughly diagnosed and they feel, these are two different things. You've thoroughly diagnosed and they feel thoroughly diagnosed. Both have to happen. We can live in simplicity land for the rest of our lives.